We have a new sponsor today, and you can see their commercial after the credits of this show. Hi there, this is the Named Real Estate Podcast. My name is Charles Ray Dawson, Associate Broker and Residential Sales Manager at ProStar Realty, and this is episode 108. So, how are you guys doing today? I'm a little rushed, so this one's probably going to be a little short. To be honest with you, for some reason, I didn't even realize it was Thursday. And because I didn't realize it was Thursday, I didn't realize yesterday was Wednesday, which means I didn't grab the numbers like I normally do at the same time. So a little bit of hiccup on those things. But other than that, I think they're still showing the right trends and everything. So hopefully everybody's having a pretty good week out there. Like I said, I'm a little rushed today because we just had a signing this morning, and I'm about to go run out and drop some keys off to the new homeowners who has asked that I do not reflect their names or anything like that because private, confidential, and who knows? Who knows? Some people are really paranoid about the internet, and since this guy is in IT, I completely understand why he's paranoid about the internet. So let's just start with the numbers. We'll just rock it over from there. So in today's numbers, we are looking at, this is the numbers from supposedly February 22nd, 2023. Actives this week are 15,155, which is down 161, continuing our slide down. Our new listings are 1,853, down 71 from last week. Contracts are at 2,613, up 117, and we had 1,444 closings. Those are also trending up. And it's funny, when you look at the spreadsheet that I keep on these things, you can see how contracts went up and now we're seeing closings come up. So, things are definitely starting to pick up a little bit back closer to normal. For our Cromford numbers, what we got going on right now is supply continues to slide to 64.8, and our demand is still rising. We're at 81.2, which gives us a Cromford report number of 125.2. Definitely in a seller's market. And when we look at the individual cities and everything, you can really see how this starts happening. Now, what's interesting here is Fountain Hills is still holding on at the top of the map. Chandler is pushing hard and might actually take the number one slot. Our losers, though, Paradise Valley. Paradise Valley seems to be continuing this slide, and they're starting to talk about how more listings are coming down, and the buyers just aren't there anymore. So interesting to watch Paradise Valley, and same with Scottsdale and Cave Creek. We're definitely looking at a slowing up on the northeast end of the valley. These are tend to be the higher priced properties and whatnot. So we'll see what's going on with that. Even though you see on here, Scottsdale has got a 0% change month over month. There is a slight trend down, and they're moving lower in the rankings, right? Scottsdale used to be up there in like the top 5. Now they're all the way back down to 10. Cave Creek is still continuing its slide. They're in position 11 right now. But they're still from 1 to 11 still. That is all still considered a seller's market at that point. But we see Peoria. Peoria is right there, almost, but not quite at 109.6. They're up 20 month over month, and we'll probably see that crossover by next week's episode. Surprise is the other others balanced market that we're looking at. They are trending up. We should see them cross over here soon. And then at the bottom of it, Goodyear's getting to the point where they can start crossing over. But Queen Creek, Maricopa, and Buckeye are still where the deals are going to be bad. But for how much longer? All right. Everything's trending up in the valley. Although, that being said, I tell you that to tell you this. We've got some news coming up in a bit. Fannie Mae made a little report and stuff that's got the real estate side of the house a buzz. So we'll talk about them in a bit. But I wanted to show you numbers that came out, another Cromford report chart that they came up with. These are listings under contract, all right? In the chart that I use, that would be the red circle right here. And they've been tracking, but my circle is listings that have gone under contract in that week. This is the ones that are actually sitting there in the process of closing. They're under contract, and they're in the pending under contract looking for backups, contracts with the buyer contingency. And as you can see, just starting right there in January, everything started trending up. So completely reversing this big long slide we've had for forever. Not sure exactly what happened there in September. I think that was one of our interest rate spikes. They just really knocked people. I think that's when we crossed over into the 7s. maybe came back off of it. Maybe we had a little spike up or anything like that. But anyways, you see and continue on. And a lot of the normal November, December seasonality, especially in December. We see a January, February run up as people suddenly decide to start buying and selling houses again after the holidays. But as you can see, we are trending, we're past a point where we were back in August and September. And as long as the interest rates keep holding up, we should be good with that. Now let's talk about those interest rates, because we bounced back up into the sixes. Shocking a couple people, and it's we're going to be wiggling back and forth there. Now, if you remember earlier this month, the Fed did not raise their interest rates, all right, and reflecting that they thought inflation had been beat and they didn't need, or they did raise it, but they raised it at that small amount that everybody knew they were, and they were signaling they weren't going to have to do it anymore. I've seen 2 different articles this week coming out that says, yeah, inflation's not dead yet. And then Fannie Mae, and they do more than just loan money. They also do reports. They are projecting a moderate recession for second quarter of 2023. This will, of course, slow up the economy and everything like that, and have some downturn effects on what we got going on here on the real estate side of the house. So we're going to want to keep an eye on that. Our interest rates right now are about 6.5. And a lot of people are buying down rates. Gentleman who's closing today, he bought his rate down to 5.5, and that makes a world of difference when it comes to making your mortgage payments. And that's why we're still getting offers accepted, asking for 3% towards closing costs. We're still advising our sellers to be ready to pay for closing costs, and we're seeing a lot of continuation along those lines. So that's where we're at with all of that. With rest of the news going on in real estate this week, it's a lot of insider baseball stuff. ProStar, which is the MLS for commercial, was making a run at buying Realtor.com, and apparently they've retracted their offer from Realtor.com. They still own Homes.com, and the management and ownership of ProStar says they're going after Zillow. All right, now Zillow lost a lot of money when they tried to go into the house flipping program. They're still making their money basically selling leads to real estate agents, and real estate agents have been reporting to me that those leads aren't what they used to be, and they're starting to cancel their subscription with Zillow for those leads. So let's see how much longer Zillow can play in the game. I do know Zillow management has been making noise about looking at other aspects of real estate they can get into. They seem to be starting to try to get on the lender side of the house. Like you'll go onto Zillow to look at pretty houses and you'll qualify for your loan through that. Now, I don't know if that means that they're going to be loaning their own money, or they're going to be selling leads to lenders now, lender brokers and whatnot. So they can call you up and harass you at, so you want to finance a house, and we'll see how that works out. Like I said, not a lot of talked about today. I don't even have anything too particularly clever and witty to say. So the whole screaming 8-minute mark, I'm going to call this over. Hopefully I'll have something more to talk about next week. But you guys know the routine. See the child, watch the child. See the dog, watch the dog. All right, especially around pools. Property management up front is having a problem with people, renters who have a dog in a swimming pool, and the dog keeps defecating in the pool or knocking it into the pool. And now the renter is complaining that they want their light turned out on the swimming pool or something like that, and the pool guys won't go in there because there's dog poop in there. So watch your animals around the pool. All right. We had some really great rain the other day, so you know what I say about driving in flooded stuff. And work your circles. And take care of your friends. I'll talk to you guys later. And now a word from our sponsor. So, agents and customers, clientele of all ages, here at the Unnamed Real Estate Podcast, we see a lot of situations when we're doing real estate. I've seen attack beagles. I've seen hell pits. But I'm always prepared in every situation. So, hypothetical situation, you're sitting there and you're doing the final walkthrough of a house for your first-time home buyer. And you walk into the house and you notice first thing, the sellers despite what the contract says, have turned the utilities off early. This happens a lot, and that's not really a big problem. But then you notice something. The power's been out, and the ice maker in the refrigerator has now leaked because ice melts when the refrigerator and freezer is not running, and you need electricity to run that. It's one of the reasons why that's in the contract. So what do you do in this situation? Well, good real estate agents always reach for the second to third best thing possible. The best thing possible would have been a towel. But if you don't have a towel, I always reach for always discreet. Yes, friends and neighbors, if you happen to have 66 pads from Always the Discreet, you too can suddenly whip out these 66 pads and start unwrapping them and slapping them on the ground because they are super absorbent. They come in these cool little containers, right? And you open up one of these cool little containers and you're going to have inside this cool little container this. All right, let me show you some of how great these things are. These things are literally designed to soak up moisture. Watch, water, pad. Look at that. My hand's still dry, and so will be your kitchen floor if you ever need to clean up a puddle that you found in the kitchen because the sellers decided to turn the power off a couple days early. So, if you want this kind of security, like all good real estate agents do, use Always Discreet sanitary pads. Thank you for watching and enjoying our show.